cohort 10. Today I'm talking to Rebecca Gruenberg, who's a junior computer science major, about her work with cohort 9's Envision 2040 project. Envision 2040 imagines how the world will look in 20 years with a special focus on diversity and inclusion, technology, and human interaction with technology. So, Rebecca, why is Envision 2040 so important?
Yeah, well, the world is becoming increasingly more technologically focused, at really an exponential pace. But that means that there's going to be a lot more changes in a much shorter amount of time. So our Envision 2040 project is really meant to address how you can navigate, these copious amounts of change and what the future might look like so that we can better prepare ourselves for it. We can't, see the future, we can't tell the future, but we can look at current trends and progressions in order to best understand the direction that we're going as individuals and as a society in this digital age.
Great. So what insights have you gotten from exploring this topic?
Yeah, well, I worked on the embracing inclusion lens of our project, which is really just about discovering those demographic changes and trends going towards 2040, especially, as the United States specifically becomes a much more diverse nation, which means we really need to be creating more engaging and inclusive workplaces. But more specifically, I worked on an article about algorithmic bias and how it really promotes a lot of prejudice and stereotypes. I was really surprised about how pervasive that can be, especially within, different search engines, considering that searches are optimized for the user. And that can really be an issue when it comes to those, targeting results, which start to display a lot of bias and discrimination. So really being mindful about, searches and the expected audience and then their biases is really important. And it's really an insight that has to be kept in mind as tech gets more and more advanced and as the world gets more and more diverse.
Great. So what are you doing personally to prepare for the future?
The key thing that I'm really doing to prepare for the future is working on recognizing, key patterns and trends, and then working on mastering or at least trying to stay up to date on, all these new forms of technology that start, coming out or just becoming more mainstream. The book Thinking in the Future Tense by Jennifer James has some really great insights on how to prepare your mind and change your habits, specifically as an individual to get the most out of the present. So I definitely would recommend that book. But ultimately, just really learning to recognize trends in technology and diversity and the way we interact with one another will really be key in understanding, short-term and long-term changes. Staying up to date on technology then, of course, helps me, one, as a computer science major, understand relevant stuff in my own field and industry, but then also better understand what the future of work and our personal lives look like going forward.
That's great. I think I'm going to check out that book. So thank you for speaking with us today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.